We are kicking off happy hour on the Connecticut Beer Trail. I'm Hilary Russo, and this is Seasons Magazine's On the Road. From Hartford to Branford, all across the great state of Connecticut, local breweries are popping up everywhere, providing a new kind of brew for beer lovers. We tapped into some of the local hangouts that are crafting up not only beer, but a unique style all their own. Our first stop, the Cambridge House Brew Pub in Granby. With a lot of miles to cover, we aren't wasting any time.
All right, so I say we go get ourselves a brew.
Owner Scott Riley usually leaves the taps to his staff, but we caught up with him behind the bar. A perfect time to learn from the man himself about the perfect pour.
So
let
open
it
it
go
up
first.
and then stick it in. Yeah.
Right?
And then straighten up the glass.
And yeah? Is that good?
That's pretty good. It's a little short.
Okay?
It's a little short.
A little short. What do you mean space? I think it needs more space. Lover of beer.
Yep, that's the only thing got me into it. I think people are finding out more about beer and, decent beer instead of just, plain run-of-the-mill, light American lagers, but beers with some real flavor.
That's where brewer Mike Yates steps in, giving us a tour of an office most beer lovers can only dream about.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the brewery here at Cambridge House Brew Pub.
A mad scientist of the suds, Mike starts out with the simplest of ingredients: malted barley, hops, and water, all mixed up nicely into a monster mash. A bubbly mix with a mission. Add a little yeast and a lot of love. You've got yourself the ultimate brew. Your research is fun.
I think I have a little research project right over there on my desk right now.
You do.
You gotta keep track of these things. That's a taste sample.
Can you see yourself doing anything else?
Not really. Not at this point. No. It's fun. It's an adventure all the time. It's always something new.
Tricia and Andrew are no strangers to the Cambridge House and are always up for trying what's on tap. But these two also have their eyes on another prize.
I think it's great that you can't just get a regular bottled beer here. I think that's what makes this so unique, where we can come and actually get your own mug. You know what I mean? That we thought that was really a kind of a fun, cool idea to do that with your name on it.
So there's a mission here.
There's a mission.
Well, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To the microbreweries.
Microbreweries.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
And cheers to this guy, Brian Turner, founder and creator of the Connecticut Beer Trail. This lover of the lagers turned his passion for the pint into a hopping business. His dream? Creating a portal that gives beer lovers an easy way to discover the breweries in his home state. The Beer Trail website gives visitors a way to plan out their trip to the Connecticut taps, along with bus tours, events, and even membership to the website's Trailblazers Club.
Why do you think people are so intrigued by the microbreweries and brewing beer? And we see people going to vineyards and wineries and doing the wine trails. Where do you think we're going with these brew trails?
The great thing about craft beer and local craft beer is, you're drinking a beer that's fun in and of itself. But now you're drinking a beer that one of your neighbors made. And these guys aren't just making beer. For them, it's an art form, and they put a lot of their heart and soul into it.
Mark Sigmund sees the art behind the beer, literally. In fact, the owner of Plainville's Relic Brewing takes his labels and his lagers pretty seriously. Do you consider yourself a brewmaster?
I consider myself way more of like a brewer chef. I mean, I'm a real hardcore foodie, like a real foodie. I eat at great restaurants and I only shop at the best places. And it's like, and I grow a ton of my own stuff. And I really enjoy like combining different ingredients and cooking, and that's where almost all the inspiration for the beer comes from.
From the lavender found in Mark's own garden to the types of lemons he uses, these are truly homemade brews. You'll just have to come in for a taste test yourself and experience what he calls the artful side.
Our brewery's always been way more about like the artful side. Oh, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I mean, we certainly write things down, but we change things up and we do a lot of experiments and we let you know, we let our creativity go. It's the same with the labels. A lot of breweries have just one template and kind of go from there. We decided to do different labels for all our different beers.
Hiring local artists to design his labels, don't expect to find two of a kind. Just ask graphic designer, home brewer, and cool beer labels author Stephen Spieg, a regular at Relic, and a guy who knows a thing or two about how art can be influential.
I always found myself at beer stores selecting beers that had the coolest labels. And that's how I got into more and more different unique beers. And when I found Mark, because his beer labels are all different, I just got more and more deeper into craft beer.
What is it about the local brewery that really appeals to you more than like the big guys?
It's just the fresh taste, I mean, you can't beat it. And then just getting to know the person that actually brews it, I find very fascinating. You get to talk to the guy, the brewmaster, who actually created the beer and get his take on it.
Before we head back out on the trail, another chance at the perfect pour.
So you want to basically just like on, off.
Okay.
Any in-between business.
Sure, whatever you say. That's just how I get free beer. So we are on our way to the next brewery, and here's a little fact for you. The Connecticut Beer Trail has over 30 breweries throughout the entire state of Connecticut. All I can say is that I'm really glad we're driving, because walking that would be the ultimate pub crawl.
Last stop on the trail, Thomas Hooker Brewery in Bloomfield, where owner Kirk Cameron gives me the grand tour on a busy night.
Now, to be able to own a brewery, you gotta love the beer.
You do have to love the beer. But you know, what I always tell people is you have to remember it's a business as well. And I think that a lot of times people go into this just for the love of beer and they forget the business component of things. Combination of the two is really a necessity to be a successful brewery.
Not to mention philanthropy, a big component of Cameron's business model. Hang out at Hooker on any first or third Friday of the month. And this is the scene. Beer lovers gathering for a charitable evening on tap, complete with brewery tours and endless pours. One pay-at-the-door price provides a sample of some of Cameron's favorites for a great cause.
Do you know how to make beer?
I know how to make beer.
Are you a brewmaster?
I'm not.
You're not a brewmaster?
No.
Where do you find the brewmaster? Nobody wants to call themselves a brewmaster.
Well, brewmaster usually means the person who's really in charge of the production component of the brewery. And we have a couple different people, so I don't know if there's actually a brewmaster per se. There's also something called a master brewer, which is a different moniker.
I'm looking for that ultimate brewmaster. It's like I'm looking for the guy with the hat, and he's got the mustache.
And the big beard, I know.
That seems to be a big thing here, the beards. I've come across a lot of beards.
We have a mustache and beard group that comes almost every one of these open houses, and they're just characters. I mean, you'll meet a couple of them as you go up there. They're pretty easy to spot.
You think so?
I think you'll find them.
Mission accomplished. Now with some of my bearded brew buddies, I make my way to the front room bar for what else? My last attempt at the perfect pour.
You want a watermelon?
Fill that up. She's going to fill it up over here.
I apologize in advance.
Oh, put the cup under, pull the tap wide open. Well, put the cup under first. Now shut it off. There you go. Perfect beer.
Right? I take tips.
That was a perfect pour.
Oh, perfect pour.
3 breweries down, and finally, after a long day on the trail, I master the perfect pour. But I'm still missing one thing: the hunt for the ultimate brewmaster, the grand poobah of the Connecticut Beer Trail. Maybe I can find him on Turner's website. Or maybe, just maybe.
It's a very tangible way of uniting all the breweries, the brew pubs, and a lot of the craft beer bars that sell the beer under one program. It's nice, you know, and people are proud. I see people in bars, sometimes they'll recognize me, which is kind of weird for me, but they'll pull out their card, or they'll be wearing one of the shirts, and it's kind of cool, so it's nice.
I got it. Maybe you're the brewmaster.
No.
You're it.
No.
You're the man.
Just a simple man with a web page, that's all.